Good morning.
Now I'm good. Happy Father's Day to all of the dads and the spiritual dads and all of the men here and online. Just as a reminder, and in case since I missed the announcements, I apologize if I say it again. All of the men here today are going to receive a gift from the youth to just thank you for being the awesome men that you are. We'll be handing out your gift in the narthex as you leave today, so don't forget to stop by and see us. So later on in today's service, we're going to learn about the story of Abram, at least the beginning part. We're going to hear the promise that God gave to Abram. But before we do that, and as I promised on Mother's Day, I need to give a Father's Day version of the Mother's Day message. So many of you may not have seen my dad, so you'll just have to picture him as a 62-year-old version of myself. Especially since we share pretty much the same name. Thanks for that. Either way, my dad has to be one of the hardest working men I have ever seen in my life. Day in and out, he spends a lot of his waking days making sure that we are taken care of. My dad's also a third shifter, so I haven't seen many 62-year-olds do that as well. So he's obviously sleeping a lot, other than him resting his eyes in front of the TV. But he sleeps a lot during our waking day. So we may not get to see him all that much due to our schedules just not aligning or other circumstances. And I feel like it's overlooked or at least in essence taken advantage of, because some people may look like he's just not there. But I remember that he's doing what he needs to do to take care of us, his family, and himself. He puts himself on the line, sometimes a little too much, which unfortunately seemed to be genetic with me, to show his love and care for my mom, my sister, and myself. And it reminded me of that same type of love that God gives each and every one of us. To know that the descendants of the promised land from Abram's family, let me restart that sentence. To know that God gave Abram's descendants the promised land reminds me that my dad has given me the future that I have today. To know that God's blessing shines around me, it reminds me that my dad's love and teaching and values and principles shines through me into the world. But that's not all too. I've been so blessed with so many spiritual fathers, mentors, guides, and friends in the varieties of churches I've been to. So, but like Mother's Day, I'm not going to name names. I don't want to pick favorites. But there are a lot of men here, I think mostly everybody who's here today, if not everybody who's here today, that have taught me a lot about myself. They've encouraged me when I've needed it. They made me laugh when I've needed it, gave me advice when I needed it, and more that I can name, more so just pick on me when I needed it too. And actually, one of the men came up to me recently, sharing, praise in what I've been able to do, and how proud he was of me. And I'm not gonna lie, I may or may not have teared up. But like all of the women here, the men have also taken this 25-year-old boy and helped mature him into the man he is today. So thank you. So between my own dad, my church dads, and my almighty dad, I think my life is filled with a pretty good mixture of guidance, love, mercy, and support to get me to the promised land. So to my dad, thank you, and I love you. To my church dads, I love you all as well. God bless.
Amen.